Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the chapter and verse number 19. Verse number 19. Let us see. The second chapter. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, chapter 2, verse number 19. The context here is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, chapter 1 has almost 114 verses or so, 110 plus. So, first 6 verses prominent because it is establishing the supreme absolute truth. Lord Sri Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and giving, offering the obeisances and benedictions. From Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then the third verse is establishing the Lord Krishna as Lord Chaitanya, as Lord Sri Krishna himself, and he has the three aspects of Brahman effulgence and Paramatma and the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the third verse. Fourth verse is giving the external reason of Hare Krishna Mahamantra why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come, and fifth and sixth verse establishing the internal reason. So, and then the first 14 verses are the whole Adi Leela chapters, 17 chapters are basically is expansion of that. The second chapter is coming, especially Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami doesn't want to just say it. He wants to explain why you are saying that Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna, and what proof are you saying that? You give me the evidence. So for that, chapter 2 is all about from this chapter 1, verse number 3 is expanding. So like that, each verse is expanding. That's how the 17 chapters are going on. That first 14 verses, whole chapter 1, and then also further chapters also explaining each one. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's external reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu internal reason, next few chapters, and then goes on to Nityananda Balram's 4 or 5 verses explained in the first 14 set verses that he explains in the next chapters, and then goes on to Advaita Acharya, explains that chapter glories, and then he goes further detailing out Pancha Tattva also he explains. So this is how the first 14 verses are very crucial verses. So he's picking up this chapter is specifically based on the third verse. And he will quote that verse again. He quoted that verse here in I think fourth or fifth verse in this particular chapter. First two verses are also very beautiful. So that is the context to understand. Some few instructions we will see. So verse number 19, let us read. अनन्तस्फटिके यैचे एका सूर्यभासे तैचे जीवे गोविन्दे रंस प्रकाशे अनन्तस्फटिके यैचे एक सूर्यभासे तैचे जीवे गोविन्दे रंस प्रकाशे Ananta, what word? Ananta, unlimited, Spatike, in crystals, H, just as Eka, one, Surya, sun, Base, appears, Taiche, just so, Jive in the living entity, Govindera, of Govinda, Amsa, portion, Prakase, manifests, translation by Jivangesi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Vijay. As the one sun appears reflected in countless jewels, so Govinda manifests himself as Paramatma in the hearts of all living beings. Repeat. As the one sun appears reflected in countless jewels, so Govinda manifests himself as Paramatma in hearts of all living beings. So we'll offer our prayer, then we'll try to understand. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देवतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तों की जय। So, yeah, 219. Basically, in this chapter, Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving the first verse, beautifully offering his prayers. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhum Vande. So he's offering his respects. He's telling Yat Balo api anugrahat, Yat Prasadat anugrahat, or Balo api Yat anugrahat. By whose mercy? By Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, even if he is a child, Nana Asastra Grahat. There are so many philosophies from Kanada, Patanjali, Yagnavalkya, so many, many philosophies are there. All of them are like the crocodiles, not giving the real essence. So, yeah, Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram. Only way one can understand the real essence of the all the scriptures is by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Even an ordinary child can understand. So that is the reality, and we can know, we can understand that by practically seeing how by Srila Prabhupada's mercy we are able to understand a glimpse of the bhakti, a drop of bhakti, teeny portion of it through the acharyas, especially through Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual masters. We are able to at least understand it, trying to assimilate it, trying to put in practice. So it is coming out some realizations we are getting because of that mercy. And this is all Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy flowing through the Parampara Acharyas. You can practically see it. The one who has not following that, then he will not be able to understand, he will not be able to realize. It is very difficult. So that the first verse is very important in that sense. Second verse is describing the in the how the chanting of the holy name Krishna or Kirtan, and that should be also among the devotee association or devotee. Then only you can relish. So that's a Krishna Katha, Krishna Kirtan has to be relished among the devotees. Comparing with the lotuses, beautifully is comparing the second verse also. Very nice verse to meditate upon. Then goes on explaining the, I think, fifth verse. Let us go to the fifth verse. That is a crucial verse. Yad Advaitam Tadasya Tanubha. We'll pick up there. Fifth verse, yeah. Yad Advaitam Brahma Upanishad Tadapi Asya Tanubha. Yad Atma Antara Yami Purusha iti so Asyam sa Vibhava Sad Aishwarya. Ei Purno Yat Ya Iha Bhagavan Sa Swayam Mayam Na Chaitanyat Krishna Jagati Paratatvam Paramya. So this Advaitam, what is Advaitam? Has to be understood. Because in this verse, 19th verse, all describing the this Brahman effulgence aspect. So this Advaita means non-dual. Advaita means without a second. Mm, So Advaita also has to be understood in seventh canto, Prahlad Maharaj, past Prahlad Maharaj's canto, Narada Muni is instructing, last chapter, 15th chapter, there are four verses describing about this Advaita. What is this Advaita means? Non-dual, in much interesting way and great detail. Gives three examples. What is oneness? Non-dual. One is in absolute knowledge, in non-divisible, indivisible truth. In Brahma Samhita it explained. So so Narada Muni is explaining to Yudhishthira Maharaj in chapter 15, instruction to civilize living being. That is chapter title from Canto 7, verse number 62, 63, 64, 65, I think, 4 or 5 verses. There is using three words: sleep, wakefulness, and dream. This is Swapna, Sushupti, and one more word is there. So these three states of consciousness. During the daytime, we are awake. During the night time, gross body is sleeping, the subtle body is enjoying in dreams, and when are fully deep sleep. That's either in the abdomen of Mahavishnu or when we are in an unconscious stage, coma or something. So so in that way, three stages are there: Swapna, Avbodha, and the wakeful stage. Three stages. Those three stages is compared again with Advaita, which is Bhavadvaita, Kriyadvaita, and one more word is used, Dravyadvaita. The first one is Bhavadvaita. Bhavadvaita means uh, oneness in conception of life. And he uses the example, the cloth is made with the thread. There is no difference. It is all thread only. Cloth is like dhoti or uttariya, or cloths are made of thread, and separately thread is also same, and ingredient is same. In that way, there is oneness. So the conception of oneness should be understood. Everybody should have the same concept. It is all coming from the Supreme Lord. So quality, we are in one. And then he goes on to explain Kriya Dvaita. Everybody should work for the Lord. So that is Kriya Dvaita. Uh, Oneness in activities with mind, body, and words. He uses that word, which we quoted. Ihasya hare dasya karmana manasa gira nikilasya api avastasu jivan mukta sauchate. Or the other verse is and the end of Vishnu Sahasranama Srimad Bhagavatam verse, which we were describing the other day. Uh, Forgetting that verse there also, we'll see that similar verse is there. Gnane prayasam utapasya. Namante eva sanmukaritam bhavadiya vatam sthane stutigatam tanu van manu. That walk, speech, mind, and body. All these three has to be engaged for one unity. So we are in one because we are servant of God. So we are in one in quality. We should engage ourselves. That becomes Kriya Dvaita. And then the last one he explains oneness in paraphernalia, mm, or family, or resources, or children, uh, Janma Jaya Sutadishu. So Dravyadvaita is everything should be used in the service of the Lord. One should have a goal. One should understand that real goal of life is to connect everything in the service of the Lord. That becomes Dravyadvaita. So these three put together, it becomes Advaita, oneness, no duality. Here there is a duality, there is temporary nature, happiness, distress, always duality here. But in the spiritual world, there is no duality. So that is what is this Advaita one should understand when we really go deeper. That is a prominent instruction. So since we explained, want to give the exact verse so that you understand what Prabhupada is describing here. And then we'll read the purport also. Yeah, you see that. Bhavadvaita Kriyadvaisam 1562. Dravyadvaita tatatmana vartayan swa anubhut etyeha trin swapnan dunute muni. By our own realization, we have to understand. After considering oneness of existence, activity, paraphernalia, and not after realizing the self to be different from all the actions and reactions, the mental speculator, according to his own realization, give up the three states of wakefulness, dreaming, sleep. Then he will come to that is a servant of Krishna, oneness in quality. So he's explaining one by one here. The first one is Bhavadvaita. Is using that same cloth is different from the cloth itself. So one is thinking like, but one is the conception of oneness. It is unreal. It's all same. The cloth from cloth only this from the thread only cloth is made. And then he goes on to explain the 62, 64 Kriyadvaita. Mano Vak Tanubi. Beautiful. Prabhupada explained beautifully. My dear, is when all the activities one performs with his mind, words, and body are dedicated directly to the service of one reaches the oneness of activities called Kriya Dvaita. So Krishna constant movement is teaching people how to come to the stage of dedicating everything to service. This is what we have to do regularly. Okay, maybe every day is not possible. Festivals is the best time, at least once, and it gives immense benefit. Uh, why people are rushing to Kumbh Mela? Because they know that lots of benefit one can get than the regular days. Similarly, festivals are the lots of mercies available. We have to grab it. So more we grab it, then more we can become purified and more enthusiastic, more energy you will get, everything will be enhanced. So that's what dedicating of everything to the service. And Prabhupada is quoting the Bhagavad, famous Bhagavad Gita verse, how one should offer everything, whatever one is doing. The next verse is called also Dravyadvaita, using our family also. When the ultimate goal and interest of oneself, the problem is nobody is understanding what is the real self-interest, real goal. We have many goals, but real goal is missing. When the ultimate goal and interest of oneself, one's wife, one's children, one's relatives, all, all others and all other embodied living beings is one. This is called Dravyadvaita or oneness of interest. Prabhupada is writing beautifully. So this is the point. One should take shelter of Krishna. So take shelter of Krishna under the direction of Krishna, then everything become perfect. He will be protected. His whole life, his family is protected. The actual interest of all living beings, indeed, the goal of life is to return home back to God. This is the interest of one's own self, one's wife, one's children, one's disciples, one's friends, relatives, countrymen, and all humanity. How many understand this? Very few. That is the problem. The Krishna conscious movement can give directions for management by which everyone can partake in Krishna conscious activities. So that's why we reach out. We distribute books, we distribute prasadam, we invite some or the other. If they don't come to the temple, we invite to our home or some or the other. We meet at office or we give something. So one way or the other. This is our because this is how we can serve the Lord. Lord will please, Prabhupada will please. Always we should be on the lookout. Uh, Sometimes it may not be direct, sometimes it is indirect. More you help the person in ordinary dealings, then more, then they will be seeing the positive things and they will be inclined to come to the favorable to Krishna consciousness slowly, gradually. So not necessarily that every time you distribute prasad, but even talk positively and helping others nicely, then naturally they will be inclined too. So many different ways we have to look at. Here, known as Swarthagandha, is objective of everyone's interest is Vishnu. But because people do not know this, Nate Vidu Swarthagandha Rasya Vairadaman Amdayatande Upaniyamante Peace the Murudham Nibate. This is Prahlad Maharaj verse. Making various plans by which to fulfill so many concocted interests in life. The Krishna conscious movement is trying to bring everyone to the highest interest. The process may be differently named, but if the aim is one, people should follow it to achieve the ultimate goal in life. Unfortunately, people are thinking of different interests. All blind leaders are misleading them. Everyone is trying to reach the goal of complete happiness materially because the people do not know what complete happiness is. They are materially diverted toward different interests. So that is the problem. All religion meant for that only, actually. Prabhupada said so, okay, anybody can come. Muslim, Christian, anybody can. We are not here to convert them. They can become better Muslims, better Christians, whatever. Because Jesus Christ has come to teach on real religion is to develop love of God. Okay, you follow that. But to follow your own principle, Ten Commandments, or whatever Lord Buddha, whatever Jesus Christ has given, whatever the Acharya has given in that particular process, to follow that, these Bhagavad Gita principles will very much help. So that's what will become make the they can become better situated and then become a better human being, perfect person. So in this way, we have to understand this what is Advaita really means. Prabhupada explains everything so nicely. Bhagavatam explains that's why Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami repeatedly praying to always Rupa Raghunatha Pade Yare, ask Krishna Das kahe, Chaitanya Charitamrita kahe Krishna Das, repeatedly submitting and is quoting always Srimad Bhagavatam. After a few verses, again he quotes because that is support. Because people may not take that Chaitanya Charitamrita is authorized, but as an authorized scripture means always you see quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads. So that's how Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also is an authorized person is quoting like that. So this is what Advaita means. We have to understand. If anybody asks, otherwise, how will you explain it? You have right here references with clear definitions, what it means really to follow the Advaita, follow the Advaita Acharya we just had appearance. He's teaching the same principle. So, how to be in oneness with the Lord and serve Him with one goal, with one interest, one conception. So, everybody is working together for that one interest. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar, all of them working together to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They all thought Krishna is the master, we are the servant. Chaitanya is the master, we are all the servants. They never accepted. Even the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried to make them master, but they never accepted. So that is the principle. Yad Advaitam Brahma Upanishadi Tadapi Asya Tanubha. This is Brahma Upanishadi. Upanishad, now we will go to that verse, today's verse, because that's where they start. This Upanishad are explaining. Prabhupada quotes explaining this verse. What is that? 2:5, I think, here on 19. We read the purport, then we understand there's another instruction also. Nice point. Again, from Prahlad Maharaj, verses have so many instructions. Beautiful. Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The sun is situated in a specific location but is reflected in countless jewels and appears in innumerable localized aspects. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although eternally present in his transcendental abode, Golok Vrindavan, is reflected in everyone's heart as the super soul. So, we have three aspects: sun, sun rays, sun planet, or sun god. So, sun rays is like Brahman effulgence, then sun planet is the super soul, and sun god, there is person behind the sun planet, that is the supreme personality of Godhead. So, or you can understand as a Brahman effulgence, or impersonal aspect, is like sun rays, and then further super soul is Antaryami, Paramatma is there in every atom, everywhere situated, in every living entity, not only human being. The verse is there. यस्य प्रभावतो जगदंत कोटि कोटिश अशेष बुधाद विभूति भिन्नम तद निष्कलम अनंतम अशेष भूतम जगत गोविंदमादि पुरुषम तमहम भजाम. That verse is explaining the how the Karanodaka Sai Vishnu is three Purushavatas. Third Purushavatara is the Paramatma feature. How is provided all the universe are coming out from this Karanodaka Sai Vishnu, breathing in, breathing out. Is effulgence, is a prabha, prabhavato jagadam, the sun rays compared with. And then there's another verse from Brahma Samhita, where Andantarastu Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam. So there it is telling in every atom, Lord is explained as super soul. So there are three lords are explained as super soul. Super soul of the all the material universe is Karanodaka Vishnu. Super soul of the one universe is Garbhodaka Vishnu, and super soul of each living entity is Kshiro. Here, generally it is talked about in the heart, means this is Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu, who is the Paramatma in each and every living entity, each and every one of us is there. Chaitya Guru is instructing. So in this verse, beautifully Lord Prabhupada explaining. In the Upanishad, it is said that the Jiva, in the Upanishad it is there, in Bhagavad Gita it is there, this verse. It is said that the Jiva, the living entity, and Paramatma are like two birds sitting in the same tree. Verse number 13 chapter Bhagavad Gita, verse number 13. Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bhakta, Bhokta, Maheswara, Paramatme Pichapi Ukto. So that is the verse. It's quoting basically. Is the overseer, is permitter, is the master, Bharta is the maintainer, master, Bhokta is enjoyer. We are Bhokta. We are being enjoyed. Our Lord takes Bhoga, makes a prasad and gives us, and then we accept it. Will be given. So we are being enjoyed by the Lord. He is the supreme enjoyer, supreme controller, supreme proprietor. That is what is explained. But he has to permit. Even to anything we have to do, any activity, pious, impious, anything, he has to permit it. If he doesn't permit, we can't do any activity. Super soul is there. But he is as a supreme father, as a merciful father, is there always guiding. Is trying to bring us to the enlightenment, bring us to the going back home, back to Godhead. That is what he's trying to do. But we are trying to no, no, no. I don't want that. I want to enjoy here. So then he's becoming silent. In that case, he's trying to instruct. He's coming out as spiritual master, coming out as Shastra and Sadhu and Guru, many different ways. Sometimes our own karma, and different incidents happen, but still, even through them also, he's trying to guide. Baba, your time is up. You're very close. Your life is getting shortened. Please realize it. Your real goal of life is explaining. And through different avenues, sometimes family members pass away, sometimes different friends pass away, relatives pass away. Through different situations, is revealing. Lord is revealing how much human life has to be taken seriously. Is watching as a Paramatma is watching what's going on. So we we were so much praying inside the womb of the mother, but then as soon as we came out, we were forgetting. So he's guiding in that way as a watching board within our heart. The super soul engages the living being in executing fruit work as a result of his deeds in the past. But the Paramatma has nothing to do with successful engagements. But this has to be done very patiently. So now we have to start listening. We have to start following. How we can do? We need we need to take shelter of Lord Krishna. Mm, Take the guidance of Sri Krishna through bona fide Acharya, spiritual master, advanced devotees, sadhu and guru. And we have to do with lots of patience. Usaha, Nishya, Dhairya. Because we have to understand one thing is we have prarabdha karma, we have so much baggage, we have complicated lifestyle, we have many things, it's very difficult things to deal with. Then how we can actually progress suddenly in few months, few years? Not possible. So that's why we have to have patience. In Raghunath Das, many places. Extra direct verse is there. Usaha Nishya Dhairyat. Patience. Brahma's prayers is there. Tattena Kampansu Samikshamano Bunjana Evatma Pratam Vipakam. Patience. One has to patiently execute a devotion service. Difficulties will come. Pandavas didn't go through difficulties. No, they all. Prabhupada didn't go through. They all went. Prahlad Maharaj, every one of them gone through. Nivas Prabhupada, you name it, every day, everyone go through. But how we take it and how we practice it with great patience and enthusiasm, that is required. Otherwise, we become, distressed and then we will not practice for a few days, then we'll slip. We'll go back, front to two yards will come front and then again you'll go back. So this will go on, front, back, but we can move. Wherever we are in the same place. So that will happen. But if you patiently execute no matter what every day, consistently, then we can progress. You can feel the bliss. You can get the realizations. That's what Prabhupada gives a nice example. So in the verse of this verse, that's why Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, please hear those classes again and again repeatedly. Because this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself taught us. From Gadadhar Pandit, he was hearing whole life. There he was instructing for the verse. What is the verse? Vipra dvi sanaguta dvi sad gunayita aravinda nava padaravinda vimukad sapacham varistan manye vachana hitarda pranam punati. This is Bhuriman. That is the verse. In that first line is explaining Vipra dvi sata guna aravinda nava. Vipra means 12 qualities. There Prabhupada is explaining. Just like in our childhood, we have first we have to pass matriculation. Without passing matriculation, there is no, you can't come to the next. Next is intermediate, IA. After IA, there is a BA, there is a bachelor's. After BA, then the master's. Same way, first you have to first is a Brahmana. Before that, one is everybody is Sudra. Janmana Jayate Sudra. First, one has to come to the matric Brahmana. Then gradually one has to study and understand Viprat. Veda Patat Bhaved Viprat. One has to gain this knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Then he will come to the next stage, that is in From matriculation, you will come to the intermediate. 10 plus 2, we call intermediate in India at least, IA. That's what Prabhupada is talking. IA. So, and then, but if you are not studying, if you are not taking this knowledge regularly, once in a while, then you'll forget. And we don't put in practice. Then again, we are back to square one. So that's what we have to take. Otherwise, we'll stay in the first class only. There are four classes Prabhupada explained. First class, we have to go to the next class, and fourth class, we have to come to. And the next class is the intermediate IA is explaining the Vipra is in the IA. Then we have to come to the initiation. That is the third step Prabhupada is telling. That is BA, bachelor's. It's not done. It is just a starting BA. So as you come more and more, when you take initiation from the spiritual master, first and second, and then when you practice it with great patience, with great endurance, then patience will come when you are loyal. Loyalty is the loyalty to the acharya, loyalty to your spiritual master. Loyalty means you follow it. So loyal to the country. When you will say ideal citizen, but you follow the rules, you pay the bills, tax, whatever. You don't evade taxes and try to run away from it and find loopholes. Idealism, everything you do very systematic as government says it, you follow it. Same thing here also. Want to become loyal to the acharya's principles, then you want to receive the mercy, then you follow exactly what acharya, spiritual master is instructing, Prabhupada is instructing. Exactly follow systematically every day. You're chanting, hearing, reading, be in the association, taking prasadam, all these principles gradually, patiently you follow it. Because when you will be given Krishna Prema, you have to wait. Narada Muni also, he has been given a voice, and Lord told, you will not see me again until you finish life then. So when the tree will give fruits and flowers, only when at the end, when it comes to season, you have to wait patiently. No, 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 I want today mango. No, it will not come. You may be putting water and everything, protein, whatnot, but it doesn't give. You have to wait. When you patiently do it, then the tree will give at the end, when it comes to season, then it will give you the fruit or flower. Same way, first we have to be there. We are practicing, we have to be there. Then till that time, then meantime, no, no, no. Also, I can't practice this, and you go back and you stop practicing it. So then you can't get it. So yes, you have to follow this process patiently, and you have to wait and follow the process patiently with great loyalty to Sri Prabhupada and spiritual master. If you do it, then you will get it. So bachelor's and then MA, Prabhupada explained this is Vaishnava, real Vaishnava. Initiation is starting only, first and second both is starting only. But when you come real Vaishnava, that means you have understood the principles and you are following it very systematically. So with great love and great submission. That's what loyalty means, your submission to the Acharya's principles. And whatever they say, then we try to do it as much as possible within your capacity. Then you'll move on. More you get, then more strength you'll get. More mercy you'll get. More arrangements will come in your life. More service, everything. Or as you grow on, then doing it patiently, following exactly what Guru says, you can see in your life, you will get more and more opportunities, more arrangement, more adjustments in your life. Everything, all adjustments, your kids, everything, whatever has to happen, everything, Lord will adjust and make the arrangement. And we don't need to be so much in anxiety for anything. You do your endeavor, but you don't need to become so much anxiety. When our surrender is there to the Parampara Acharya and following that instruction, you are taking full shelter. So taking shelter of the Lord means taking shelter of an Acharya first is represented. And that is what loyalty means. Naturally, you can come. So otherwise, it is very difficult. So that is this process has to be applied. So otherwise, Brahmana means just having the first quality is not enough. You may be worshipping the deity, but you have not understood that you are not in the quality of a voice now. Then so things are missing. So we'll stay in the first or second level, but we can't perfect. We can't attain the um, Krishna Prema. It's not so easy. It is easy. Prabhupada was explaining other class. Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj said, when I was asked, so, Prabhupada, you said Krishna consciousness is simple. No, I never said simple. I said easy. Isn't it? Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is it difficult? And chant? Anybody can chant. Is it not easy? So, what is difficult? But we have complicated our life. That's why it's not simple. It is very complicated. If we simplify our life, then everything becomes simple. Process is simple, and process is not complicated. Eating prasadam is not complicated. Chanting is not complicated. Dancing is not complicated. What is complicated in this process? Is no, it's not complicated. Only our lifestyle has become complicated. We're not able to adjust it. So that is where only. So we have to see how to adjust it, balance it. Then this automatically, because he's there as Paramatma, is overseer, permit Prabhupada. That's what he's explaining. He's there. He wants to guide. He wants to give us the blessings. He wants to see us progress. He wants to see us come to this perfection. He wants to see us in the spiritual world directly, face to face. He's waiting for that day. Lord is so eager, but we don't have that eagerness. This is what is required. Lolium, greed, eagerness to serve, eagerness to hear, eagerness to chant, eagerness to wake up, eagerness to see the Lord. Prabhupada is explaining that. One should be eager. When can I see you, my Lord? We should chant in that way that I want to see you, O my Lord, face to face. So eager. Then when we have that eagerness, then naturally we'll do it every day. Eagerness will grow more and more and more. Just like the boy and girl, they have that eagerness. So that kind of eagerness we have to have also in Krishna consciousness. That will come only when we become loyal to Prabhupada and we have associated with those who are very loyal to Prabhupada and following in that footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, Parampara Acharyas. Then naturally we'll get the strength, mercy, everything. Then it will it will enhance our devotion. That's what it means here. The two birds watching. What does it mean otherwise? So the super soul engages as soon as the living being ceases to act in terms of fruitive work and takes to the service of the Lord, the Paramatma, coming to know of his supremacy, is immediately freed from all designations. In that, what is that? In that pure state, he enters the kingdom of God known as Vaikuntha. So, so that is the verse we are referring to 13.23. Prabhupada is explaining here. Translation, but Prabhupada is saying, sure, yeah. The Lord is always eager. This is what I was telling. The Lord is always eager to take him back to spiritual energy. But due to his minute independence, the living entity is continuously rejecting the association of spiritual light. This misuse of independence is the cause of his material strife in the conditioned nature. The Lord, therefore, is always giving instruction from within and from without. So within means a Chaitya Guru, and without means a spiritual master, Shastra, Guru, Sadhu, or anybody. Anybody giving positive instructions. Anybody who is giving some instruction which is helping us to increase our, service, increase our strength, increase our understanding of Krishna and Guru, more and more, whatever that could be, then we should accept it. As Prabhupada accepted, I give the example, walking. Doctor told you have to walk. Then he said, yeah, because if it is going to help him to become strong, to service for Krishna, why should I not take that instruction? Even though he may not be a devotee, so we should take it. We should think, Krishna is arranging these instructions through different personalities, different people, you will get so many instructions. It may seemingly very hard also sometimes, but you should accept everything. We have to see what is Krishna, we have to ponder on it. Sometimes it immediately doesn't give, bulb doesn't go. Then you have to wait, you have to question, you have to pray. Then Lord will give. You have to wait. So many things you cannot understand immediately. When the situation go through, you have to wait. Let it sink. 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. Let it sink, then your brain will be able to process it. Krishna will use strength and energy to understand the situation, what it means, what Krishna is teaching us through these incidents. So it requires patience very much. Mm. Lord, therefore, is always from within. He tries to convince the living entity that his activities in the material world are not conducive to real happiness. Just give it up. Turn your faith toward, then you will be happy. He says, thus, the intelligent person who places his faith in the Paramatma, or the Supreme Person, begins to advance toward a blissful eternal life of knowledge. Yes. More we give up the things which are not really needed, then we become more and more blissful. Otherwise, more, as we turn too much, so disengage ourselves with Krishna and engage with all the outside world, then naturally, so we'll lose our energy, we'll lose our strength, we'll lose our enthusiasm because they will always bring us to the dirtiness. That is the problem. But here the whole subject matter is all about the pure. More and more you put the dirtiness, then again and again you have to cleanse it. So it takes long time to cleanse it. Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamaha davag nirvapanam. So that's why we have to refer to this, what Prabhupada is saying, each one, when he says in the purport, it has significant, but everything he can't explain. That's why Prabhupada says, read my books scrutinizing. If you read purport, will be able to connect what it means, what Prabhupada is saying. And so we have to refer to those verses and understand what really meant, what do you want us to know, what do you want us to do. So the Paramatma, the super soul, the guide of the individual living being, does not take part in fulfilling the desires of the living beings. Paramatma is already mentioned in third chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Mm, Na karmani limpand na karma phalespuha. So he's not here to, he doesn't need anything from us. He's not desiring anything, he doesn't need from anything from us. So he's only trying to guide us. If anything we are offering is only for to purify us only. He doesn't need anything from us. Whatever we are offering, it is only for our purification. So that's how we are done. Whether Guru and Krishna, both. We should not think that I'm offering Guru wants this. It is not, he doesn't need anything from us actually. Guru doesn't need anything from us. It is only, he is accepting the role of Guru only for us only. So it is for our own purification. Is trying to accept our gifts, accept our service, accepting everything to purify us. Otherwise, we have no qualification to become his disciple either. So it is only his mercy has accepted. Now we have to be grateful and follow it through, serve him, hear him. Whenever he is speaking, then if you are initiated disciple, you better hear. As much as possible online, direct. When he speaking, we have to hear as much as. Some other we are busy, then we have to hear recorded. So that is what is the purpose of disciple? If that is not the case, then otherwise that means we have not understood. So that's very much how Prabhupada has done it. From Bhakti Siddhanta is always there. Everybody else used to run away, but Prabhupada is always there in front of Guru. This is the principle you have to know. If you want to become, we have to understand Prabhupada's process, then we have to follow these things. How Prabhupada did it, we should also try. So to become that kind of disciple, then we'll get blessings, we'll get the patience, we'll get the enthusiasm, we'll get the determination, everything. If we don't follow those principles, then you can get it. And you have to note it down, you have to follow it. Whatever Guru is stressing, whatever repeatedly is telling. So we have to act upon it. We have to correct ourselves. Regularly we have to do it. Then we can more and more strength will automatically will come through Guru. Always it comes through Guru only. But he arranges for the fulfillment by material nature. As soon as an individual soul becomes conscious of his eternal relation with super soul and looks only toward him, yet once becomes free from the entanglements of the material enjoyment. So, Christian philosophers who do not believe in the law of karma put forward the argument that it is absurd to say that one must accept the results of the past deeds of which he has no consciousness. A criminal is first reminded of his misdeed by witness in a law court, and then he is punished. If death is complete forgetfulness, why should a person be punished for his past misdeeds? The conception of Paramatma is an invincible answer to these fallacious arguments. Prabhupada is giving the example. Because if he is not punished now, he has to pay with interest. So that's why one is punished immediately, then he doesn't need to go through the next life. Next life, he will have to suffer more. So, Gandhari and Dhritarashtra is suffering. 100 lifetimes ago, they have done something. They have to wait that much. They need to have enough credit to even take that reaction also. That's why everything we do, that's why we don't surrender, we don't follow, we don't utilize the pious credits, whatever we have, bank balance, whatever we received in this life. If we don't utilize properly, then we are wasting it unnecessarily. If we utilize carefully in the service of Guru and Krishna, it will enhance more. We are developing our bhakti unmukha sukruti. Anything we are doing it for the, for all other purposes, then we are increasing all other karma unmukha sukruti, bhoga unmukha sukruti. So then we are wasting. More you utilize for bhakti unmukha sukruti, serving the devotee, serving the Lord, serving Tulsi Maharani, in any of those purposes, then it will increase, it will enhance, it will give more strength. It will allow us to become more favorable to Krishna conscious activities that will nurture our heart, purify our heart. So this constantly we have to look what we are doing, what we can we cut. In today's world, everything is expensive. We are trying to cut, cut the bills, cut what I can cut. Companies are looking for cutting. People are looking for cutting. How to reduce the expense. Then we have to also see, as Krishna calls, everything we have to see. Apply these principles. What we are seeing in the business, what we are seeing in the IT, we have to see in my Krishna consciousness. How can I apply it? What can I cut? Where I am using unnecessarily spending my time? Where can I cut? These things we have to understand, detect in our own sadhana, in our own process, what are we doing and where the time is unnecessarily spent. So we have to perfect it. We have to fix it. Constantly we have to look. That is samiksha, pratiksha, pariksha, we said many times. Tests will come. We have to patiently go through our life, past 1 month, past few weeks. What have we done? What did we do it correctly? What we didn't do correctly? What can I fix it? This is how ideal devotee is always looking and at his own things and then trying to rectify it, moving forward with great enthusiasm, patience, and determination, and trying to fix what is done improperly, how to do it properly. Then only we can progress. Otherwise, Prabhupada never wanted us to do repeated mistakes. Once, twice, thrice. Don't do more than 3 times, Prabhupada says. So that's why we should not repeat the same thing over and over again in anything. Chanting, hearing, so that everything has to be done attentively and absorbedly. So that's what this past misdeeds. So because otherwise this is explained in Parikshit Maharaj Sukadeva Goswami Canto 6 Ajamil's pastime. All these are explained because the person cannot be purified by this austerity, charity, karma, gnana, yoga. None of them can purify. None of them cannot take out this prarabdha karma, prarabdha kutam bijam, all this work. It can only purify if one is performing bhakti when he becomes very loyal to the acharya. Only he will get strength and his heart can purify it. Uh, so otherwise it is not possible. Prasangam majram pasam atmano kavayo vil sayev sadhu sukruta moksha dwaram pavat. So that is very important to know these principles. The conception of Paramatma is invincible. The Paramatma is the witness of the past activity in individual living being. A man may not remember what he has done in his childhood, but Lord knows. But his father, who has been seen him grow through different stages of development, certainly remembers. Same way, the Supreme Father as soul, the super soul is there. He knows what we have done. So that's why he's trying to guide, trying to minimize our karma. He doesn't give someone, we are supposed to receive a big karma back reaction, but he's reducing that also. Because we are performing bhakti as a compassionate father is trying to give us a karma, like we may get some, burn here and there, sometimes, or some small accident may happen. So we have to understand Krishna is giving another chance, but we have to take that positively and try to fix what we are doing wrong. But if we don't realize that, one day you'll do it like that also. Repeatedly Prabhupada is telling, don't become market vairagi. Monkey renunciation doesn't help. Don't try to run around business. Try to be patient, try to execute whatever Guru is instructing. Don't do something else. So different kinds of renunciation, market vairagi or smashan vairagi. For a few days, yes, everything we become very strong and then we'll start doing, so we'll sleep less and then after a few days again, we're back to square one. No, you cannot. You have to consistently do it every day. So that set a schedule in such a way that you are doing, you can do slowly, gradually, consistent. Now going back, but more, but not less. That way. So that's why you cannot bring suddenly so much you do, and then after a few days, few weeks, then you can't do it anymore. Then you have to change completely. No, we should not set up that kind of schedule. So we should do anything we do is consistent. Every day consistent, more and more rather, not less. So that's how we should set ourselves slowly, gradual. That's the patience is required for that. We try to imitate somebody else is doing very good, no, let me do also like that. And that is dangerous, as Lord is telling himself. Bhagavad repeated twice. He repeated that. Sadharma anustita paradharma bhayava. That was you see in the where in the first beginning chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter you'll see, and again in the 18th chapter Krishna is telling, uh, don't do others within your what. Even though you do mistakes, also fine. Do it in your pace. Mistakes also fine. But if you try to imitate others and do it, then that's a big problem. It won't work. So don't do that. Prabhupada is telling. Lord Krishna is telling. And similarly, the living being undergoes many changes of body through many lives, but the super soul is always with him and remembers all his activities despite his evolution through different bodies. In this way, we can understand this verse. Let us look at the time. Perfectly, we are on time, 8 o'clock. Huh? This is Krishna's arrangement. Uh, so, anyone has questions? So, this is what we're discussing the 19th verse, basically the Brahman effulgence, but I have covered the underlying instructions, what it means here. Anyone has questions, comments, reflections? Everybody is muted or what? No questions? Okay, we'll end then. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripasindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vijay is please remember. Yeah, go ahead. Someone has a question.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Nice class.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Wonderfully explained. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Nice class, Prabhu. My daughter would like to talk a few lines.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
About 2 million years ago, Lord Krishna first taught Bhagavad Gita to the sun. Thousands of years ago, the sun passed it to Manu, and Manu shared it with King Ikshvaku.
Yeah.
Around 5,000 years ago, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Lord Krishna taught Arjuna the Gita to guide him in battle. Today, the wisdom of Gita still helps people live good and wise lives. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna, bringing us to the Evam Parampara Praptam, Evam Rajarshi Vidu.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Hare
beautiful points. Okay, we'll end this class. Please join the Nityananda Trayodashi celebration. Please register. I have posted the links and Ekadasi in this Saturday. Today is Madhvacharya's, Sri Madhvacharya, Sripad Madhvacharya's disappearance day. Tomorrow is Ramanujacharya's disappearance day. So they're all taking the lead for Nityananda Prabhu. On behalf of Nityananda Prabhu, they're all expansions. If you look at the four Sampradaya, they're masters. They're all expansions of Nityananda Balaram. So they're all worshipping as Sitaram, Lakshminarayan. So even for Radha Krishna, so to get the mercy of Radha Krishna, we have to go through Lord Nityananda Balaram. So all four bona fides, they're all everybody is dependent on his mercy. So that's why we should worship him. We should celebrate his appearance as much as possible. Okay, thank you.